In the high-stakes arena of UFC combat, where every sparring session and gym interaction can shift the balance of power, loyalty isn't just a virtue, it's a weapon. Brendan Allen's refusal to train with Reinier de Ridder isn't born from simple rivalry. It's rooted in a deeper sense of respect and personal boundaries that every fighter navigates. And this is the part most people miss. It's not about hating de Ridder himself, but about the overlooked courtesies that can turn allies into adversaries. But here's where it gets controversial. Does prioritizing personal feelings over gym dynamics make Allen a stand-up guy or just another ego-driven fighter? Let's dive in and unpack this story step by step, breaking it down for beginners so you can understand the intricate world of MMA politics without getting knocked out. Picture this. Ahead of their marquee matchup at UFC Vancouver on Saturday, de Ridder shared that he reached out to Allen right after joining Kill Cliff FC in Florida, hoping to share the mats in a show of camaraderie. Allen shut it down flat, but as he explained to MMA Fighting, the real issue wasn't with de Ridder at all. It was the lack of basic respect from the coaches and trainers who handle these decisions. For newcomers to MMA, training partners aren't just random picks. They're like teammates in a high-intensity sport where shared techniques, strategies, and even unspoken rivalries can influence performance. Allen recalled how, for every middleweight prospect who wanted to join, he was always consulted. Take Nasruddin Imavov, for example. The team asked Allen beforehand if it was okay, and he gave the green light, appreciating the gesture of inclusion. Even after they clashed in the octagon, Imavov stayed, and the team checked again, earning Allen's respect for treating him like a key player in the gym's ecosystem. But with de Ridder, nothing. Zero outreach. Allen felt blindsided, like he was being disregarded in his own territory. To be honest, I got asked for every middleweight that wanted to come to our gym, he said. I was asked, hey, are you cool with it? Like Imavov. They asked me before we were supposed to even fight. I was yeah, for sure. It would be cool to have a new look. Then we fight. He stayed. The team even asked me, hey, do you mind if he comes? No, cool. I appreciate the respect. Never was asked nothing for de Ridder. Never. I was like, all right, fuck me. Well, fuck you too. How about that? Not towards him, but towards whoever made that call. This isn't just petty drama. It's a lesson in gym etiquette, where ignoring a top fighter's input can erode trust and create unnecessary tension. To clarify for those just tuning into the UFC scene, Allen's beef was squarely aimed at the Kill Cliff team, not de Ridder personally. Yet the absence of that simple courtesy, asking if another UFC middleweight could train right next to him, stung. And there's more. Allen already had a tight-knit circle of 185-pound friends in the UFC. Guys he wouldn't fight unless they called him out first. For him, adding de Ridder to that list wasn't appealing. For me, I have enough friends in this division, he shared. I have guys that I won't fight unless they say my name. If they say my name, then we're gonna get it. And they all know that from the very beginning. For gold, I'll fight anyone in the world. So with that being said, I'm not your friend. Don't want to be your friend. I'm not going to disrespect you. If you disrespect me, then we'll have that problem. I'm not going to help you. I don't want your help for me. That's kind of the way I looked at it. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Allen's no-frills stance a refreshing dose of honesty in a sport full of fake niceties? Or does it come across as overly harsh? Some might argue that refusing to train together fosters division, while others see it as protecting personal space. Allen himself admitted he's been eyeing a fight with de Ridder since the Dutch fighter entered the UFC, long before the gym situation. Why? Because de Ridder had beaten two of Allen's close buddies. Aung Lan Sang, who lost twice and carried the emotional weight of those defeats, and Gerald Meerschaert in a nail-biter where fatigue played a role. They weren't just acquaintances. They were like family, sharing homes, meeting spouses and kids. So, when de Ridder showed up at Kill Cliff and started bonding with others, Allen drew a line. I'm one of those guys. I'm kinda like gang. I'm loyal to my friends, especially the ones I'm close with, he said. Maybe I'm too loyal at some points. He beat my friend Gerald. Now if I ever get the opportunity, I'm going to show you. But then, he comes to Kill Cliff and many guys are buddy-buddy with him and stuff. That's just not me. I'm not fake. You ask me a question, I'm going to tell you how I feel. You like it, you don't like it, I don't really care. As for Kill Cliff's handling of it all, yeah, it did bother me, but to be honest, when you've been around the game a long enough time, you kind of expect certain things from certain people, he reflected. You just learn people are people. They're going to do what they want for the most part. The majority are going to do what benefits them in the long run. It is what it is. It's business. I just try to keep it as that. Some people have said, well, he moved his whole family down here. Well, it's not my problem. As insensitive, or however you want to classify that, that's not my problem. To me, I was the king of that gym, or one of them. If not the top dog, I was one of the damn top dogs. Whatever. Business move for them. It is what it is. This perspective highlights the business side of MMA. Gyms often make decisions based on talent, attraction, or sponsorships, sometimes at the expense of existing fighters' feelings. Is this fair, or does it breed resentment? Ultimately, the dynamics at Kill Cliff shifted after de Ridder arrived, prompting Allen to seek a fresh start. He moved to Chicago, teaming up with former UFC champ Belal Muhammad and his crew after a win over Marvin Vettori in July. No outright beef, but a clean break. Now, with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez sidelined due to injury, Allen steps into the main event ready to back up his words. He's long believed de Ridder lacks that special spark, saying, he's nothing impressive. It's nothing like where you see a guy and you're like, that guy's talented, or he's got something, whatever that it is. I don't see none of that from him. What do you think? Should gym leaders always check with top fighters before bringing in newcomers to avoid drama? Or is Allen's protective loyalty admirable, yet outdated in a sport that thrives on competition? Does his blunt honesty make him a hero or a liability? And is there a controversial flip side? Maybe de Ridder's arrival was just smart business, regardless of feelings. Share your opinions in the comments. We'd love to hear if you agree, disagree, or have your own MMA gym stories.